yoga can help us recognize what challenges us. So just a moment to cultivate groundedness and to settle. Sit loosely. I find that for meditation, not making the effort to sit in axial extension helps me to be relaxed. So just have a little gentle forwardness, a little softness in the shoulders. Try to make as little effort as possible to sit. Rest your hands, rest your eyes, be still. Breathe slowly, gently, and consciously for about 10 cycles. Release all effort from the body, all effort from the mind as part of the body. And when we do so, what's there is our senses, our breathing, our life energy. Nose breathing is calming, patient. Belly is relaxed. One more cycle of breath. The exhale, travel down low into the belly. Please make your way to your feet, your Samasthiti feet. Same standing pose. Big toes touching or feet parallel. Arms by your sides, palms forward. Finding that anatomical neutral position with the shoulders. And having 5 rounds of breath here to gather into your belly center. So there's natural engagement at the exhale, tone, low, below the breath, below the movement of the ribs. Creating that tone and learning to engage it lightly. So you pull some awareness down out of your brain and into your belly. Hand there can help. I have my hand there to kind of show, but hand feeling feedback. Uddiyana Bandha means upward flying, navel towards the spine. Mula Bandha, gentle uplift of the pelvic floor muscles. Jalandhara Bandha, bring your chin towards your chest. Hands come together, lengthen your neck. Notice how you hold your shoulders, try to have them centered, not forward. And being patient to learn these subtleties of the practice. Inhale, lift your chin. Up. And release the arms. Step your feet a distance apart. Bring your arms up slowly. Feel your ribcage lifting. Urdhva Hastasana. Lift the plane of your face. 1. Using that belly toning, that groundedness there to support this. And the shoulders can lift a little bit. You just want to have the neck nice and free. 4, 5. Bring down your arms. Tilt your pelvis. Catch your elbows. Uttanasana. 1, 2. Spread your feet. Relax the backs of your legs. Remember to meet yourself where you are. So set your compassionate attitude, causing no harm. Bend your knees, spread your hands, right leg, left leg, Prabhakasana, 2, 3. Press the hands, firm the thighs, long spine, 4, 5. Puppy pose, knees down, reset the toe tuck, sit towards the heels, spreading the hands, elbows lift, shoulders broad, head down. Remembering to take away any excess effort. Once you come into the pose, there's usually some effort that can be released. We're animating the shapes with our awareness and breath. Otherwise, we just flop around. One more time, breathe out. Breathe in, rise, pull the hands closer to the shoulders. Release the feet, extend. Breathe out, press your hands, tuck your tail, cat spine. As a core practice, 4 more times, slowly extend, gaze down your nose. Slowly flex your spine, gaze towards your navel. Move with the breath. This round, really feel your pelvis. Do a slight forward tilt with the top of your pelvis, not too much, belly strong. And then a back tilt with the pelvis so the tail goes under. One more time, bring it all together. Neutral. Child's pose. Sit towards the heels. You can move your knees closer or further if you like. Drape your arms back, head down. The breath is this resource that's always with us. One more time, breathing out. Breathing in, cow spine. Breathing out, bear pose. Covering the knees. Press the hands. Use those resources. Hands, thighs firm, belly strong, and then straighten the legs, downward facing dog. Push the hands to send the weight back to the legs. This is very much a hands and foot pose, so take a moment with those foundational areas, opening, aware, even into them. Uplift in your belly, bring your head between your arms. Hold still. Firming the thighs, pressing them back. Just the breath, one more time. Bend your knees into bear, look between your hands. Straighten your legs, stepping the right leg, then the left. Inhale, halfway lift. Flattening the back, axial extension. Exhale, slowly fold towards your legs. Let your hands go where they touch easily. Stand up, inhale. You may bend your knees to any degree throughout practice. Exhale, stand tall, Samasthiti. Inhale, upward arms. Slow breathing, exhale, downward arms. Touch where they touch. Bring your head towards your legs, tuck your chin. Halfway lift pose. We flatten out that upper back curve in this position. A good pose. Bring your hands down. Left leg back, right leg back. Left side, side plank. Of your choice. You can have your knee down. You can have both hands on the floor. Meet it where it is. Turn and pressing. Other side. All is impermanent. 1. It's hard to think about anything else in some of these shapes, and that's part of their power. Exhale to center. Bring your knees down where they are. Untuck your toes, keeping the hips high for heart chakra pose. There we go. Walk the hands forward. Bow the chest towards the ground, elbows lift. So it's like puppy, but the toes are not tucked. The hips are above the knees. Spread the hands on the armpits. Reaching the heart center. 4. Doesn't need to be a big movement. And 5. Inhale up to cat spine. Exhale, neutral. Downward facing dog. For 1, 2. Uddiyana Bandha. Uplift in the low belly. Every time you're in this pose, connect with that. 5. Stepping forward with your left leg first. Pull towards the legs, breathe out, tuck your chin. Inhale, stand up. So I feel my legs start to firm, my feet press in anticipation of standing. Bring down the arms and release. With the left leg to the crescent, stepping back to a lunge on the ball of the foot with the front knee bent. Using my toes to come down that center line to space it out a little bit. Upward hands. 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. Other side. Take the step. Refine. Bend. Balance. Arms up. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Arms down, head forward, press both feet, and release to mountain. Utkatasana with the toes touching, heels slightly apart. Bend your knees. You can squeeze the knees together when the legs are together. If your feet need to be separated, just track your knees towards your toes. Safety message. Safety first, second, and third. Concentration hands. We tried this a bit last week of using just one leg, so pressing into your right foot. See if you can lift your left foot off the ground for 1, 2, or just start that process. Put more weight in the right foot. 4, 5. Both hips low, and then try the left. 2, 3, 4, 5. Low, both feet, so much easier. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release. Turning to the left side of your mat. Into goddess pose. Turn out about 45 degrees. Bend your knees, tracking your knees towards your toes. Coming as low as 90 degrees. Try to find your lowness. Rest your hands on your thighs. Hold steady. Not letting the knees collapse inward. Right towards the toes. One more time. Knees standing up. One more set. Come down. Try to come low and wide in your plie squat. Goddess. Grounding hands. One more. straighten and turn your toes forward, wide stance. Inhale here. Exhale, forward fold with wide legs. Have a gently curious attitude, sliding out towards your ankles or your big toes, letting the elbows widen away from each other. Belly is up, shoulders up, head down. The soles of the feet, the arches of the feet, the inseams of the legs, draw up and connect with the pelvic floor, with the belly, with the spine. There is no separateness. One more time. Now coming up slowly. Exhale. Lift your right leg, pivot on your heel to warrior B. You're also looking at a low stance in this today, trying to make your front leg closer to parallel to the floor. Add the arm reaching and the head turn. Keeping the effort gentle today. It's not needing to maximize. Breath. Other side. Start with the foundation. Add the head turn when it's time. Check in for ease in the shoulders. Openness in the feet. 5. Reverse warrior, keep your legs lean back, gaze down your nose. You may bend your elbows to come towards the midline behind you if you'd like. Don't worry about the catch. Straighten your leg, release your arms, turn back to the front of your mat, warrior B. Reverse a little bit of a back bend. Bending the elbows if you like, just touching the back center of the body with both hands. Gaze is down the nose. 4, 5. Into the somatic experience of the body. Release. Triangle pose with a wide stance. Stay and stretch your arms. Breathe in. Over and down. If you need to angle in your back foot, you may do so. Let your top hip come down a bit. Keep it easy. Need a downward gaze today. 5, breathe out. Slowly come up. Find your warrior B on the other side. Then straighten the leg, tilt to the side, and come into triangle with a downward gaze, looking towards your foot. They're so stabilizing, so grounding. Inhale, rise. Stretch, release, back to the top of your mat. Just give yourself time to work your way out of that stance and back to the front section. Breathing out. Right leg back first for warrior A stand. So back like the lunge, but this time keeping the back heel angle, bending the front knee over the ankle towards the toes. Arms up, ribs up. Bring your left elbow bent behind your head, catching it with the opposite. So you can really bring up your shoulders to do this. But stretch out that upper arm, no pressure on the neck. Your neck is strong. It's okay to touch your head here. Just don't push your neck around. With the back ribs as well as the front. time. Release the arms, change sides. All these transitions are very empowering, strengthening, help us with our mobility as well as our strength. Once you have your warrior A stance, arms up, notice the ribs. What happens if you just lift the front ribs? You go way back, but lift the back ribs too. Bend the elbows, catching that right elbow or in that direction. Guiding it into the cow face. Or active, or just lifting. And 5. Straighten the limbs, release. Step out. Tadasana. Having a look at tree pose variations today. I recommend stepping next to a wall or a piece of steady furniture just so you have something you could touch if you lose your balance, so that we can explore freely without any fear. So you don't have to use that support, but knowing it's there, sometimes you can just use the touch and you won't have to come out of the hole. So on the opposite side, first stand tall on your mountain and turn from your hip, your left leg out, or either side first is fine. Guiding your foot up the inseam of your leg as high as you can today. Okay. So you can tuck it into that little groove at the top of the thigh. It's okay if you're still developing. Okay, 5 breaths here. Keep the hands where they are or bring them in a different shape. Five, 6, 7, 8. End of the first round. Bring your leg down, find mountain center. Turn around to the other side, or just do what you need to do. Turn out from the hip, guide your foot up high today, whatever high is for you. You can use that same side hand to catch your ankle, holding the ankle. 1, 2, focus, gentle. 6, 7, 8. Release. Mountain. Turn around to come back to the first side again. This is the out breath of preparation. Grounded, steady, whatever you need to tell yourself. Got this. Turn out, come up. Stay. Or if you're developing, bringing the leg up, just bring it up as high as you can today. If you have it up in that upper region of the thigh, see about bringing your heel just a little bit higher. So just bring it up slightly more towards my pubic bone, and then letting the knee come down and the foot. No force, no strain. Give me feedback on how it is to practice this variation. Stay nice and secure with the balance part. No strain in the knee. This is a hip movement, mostly. Okay. Mindfully release this side. Turn around if you need to for the other side, repeating. Working the leg up high in tree pose. Possibly lifting the leg a little bit higher. So heel more 2 inches up towards the pubic bone. Catch your foot, lower your knee, showing the sole of your foot towards the ceiling a little bit, So you can hold on. We eventually coming down parallel to the other one. Just start small. See how it goes. See some very steady, small versions of you. Let's talk about it after. And 8, mindful. This transition is important to come out, let be. Namaste. Lotus lift, toes in the mud. Rise to the balls of the feet and slowly lift your hands, opening them into the lotus mudra towards the light. Slow and controlled lifting, trying to balance on the balls of the feet. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See as much control as you can do with coming down. The hands seal and the feet seal again. Exhale, retention, 1 cycle. Breathe in. Breathe out. Really breathe as you're ready. Coming into the dangle. Standing forward fold, yin style. Maybe only standing yin pose. Letting yourself hang in forwardness. Try to release the muscular effort of pulling yourself towards your legs. Just let your spine hang down. Bend your knees. Spread your hands. Legs back. Lower into the belly. From here, from the down dog position to the forearms. You can use your knees down. Dolphin, 1, 2, strong Uddiyana Bandha. 3, 4, 5. Take a step back with your left foot, then your right. Lower your belly towards the floor slowly. Releasing your feet. Widening your legs, give yourself room on your mat and come into a little crocodile. Folded arms, neutral centered spine. Round the front body. Shalabhasana, locust pose, flying version. Fly the arms back. Maybe interlace the fingers. Lift your chest. Big toes touch. Lift your feet. 2, 3. Keep it light. 4, 5. Release into half frog pose to the right side. Head turn. Stay on the belly. Slide up your leg beside you. Curl a bit towards that leg and relax your muscles. Rest your eyes. The internal gazing falls between the eyebrows or down the nose to keep the energy of the brain steady. 8. 2 more cycles of breath. Cat pulling tail pose, rolling to the left side of your body. Support your head, the top leg forward, the bottom knee bends, and maybe catching the foot or just letting it bend, rolling towards your back a bit. So that top leg can be on a pillow if needed. I've got my top leg straight so that, like, if I bend my knee, that's too much pressure on my hip joint. So customize. Let your heart be gently opened. Three more slow breaths. Rest your eyes. Remembering that we are stimulating the energy lines of the body with the shapes. A slow release back to your belly for those poses on the other side. Come to crocodile, center. Half frog pose to the left when you are ready. Move slowly. Your low back will appreciate that. Coming in and out of this with lots of slowness. The head turn, comfortably supported. Shoulders not congesting the neck, so a little bit down the back. Muscles relax. About 10 breaths if your mind is really restless. Count your breaths. Inhaling for 5. Exhaling. The vital energy moves with the breath. Bringing in fresh energy, releasing used energy. Letting one more complete itself. Mindful and slow roll to the right side of your body, keeping your top leg out. Put your toes on the floor in some way. Bend your bottom knee. Top hand comes down from above. Nice open hand. See about maybe catching or just rolling back a bit, opening the shoulder. Head supported so it's comfortable. One more. One action at a time to release back to your belly center. Cobra, gathering together the legs and the big toes, reaching, reanimating, activating the legs. Lift your chest. 2, 3, nice and easy, long neck. Doesn't need to be high. 5. Forearms, toe tuck, pike it up, walk it in, dolphin. Balasana, release your feet and knees, sit back, rest your arms. In child's pose, drawing the forehead towards the knees, lengthens the back of the neck. One more time. Breathe. If you got some extra energy today and you want to flow through to lie down, you may do so, or just lie down. So if you want to do an up dog, down dog, add those in, or a cow spine and a puppy. And sit and come to lie down for the last section of practice today. Maybe have a folded blanket to go under your head at certain points. So we're going to start with bridge. So we have the head on the floor. There can be exceptions to that to use a small elevation of your head, but you want to maintain the neck space. Bring your hand up. Feel the space of your neck, how it does not touch the floor. Back of your head does, your upper back and shoulders do, but your neck is off the floor. That amazing, those amazing secondary curves of the spine at the low back and the neck are lifted. Release both of your arms beside you on the floor. Doing one set each of 2 bridge poses with a longer hold today. Press into your feet, coming up. Set your foundation. Without moving much, add a little bit of outward pushing into the legs, into the thighs and the knees. So it's like you have one of those exercise bands or a strap, but we don't all have that necessarily. So just add a little bit of that energy without really moving your legs and knees to the sides, but just have the energy of an outward push. Stay calm. Let your front hips release here. Centered on the back of the head, the neck is still lifted. Make sure your chin is away from your chest a little bit. Five more breaths. Stay strong. Long hold. 4, 5. Control coming down. Bring your spine down. Pause and rest. Maybe knock the knees together, widen the feet for a moment. Let that strength be received. One more, this time with the idea of squeezing something between your knees. So a little bit of an inward pressure without really moving the knees. Imagine you have a block or a ball between your thighs as you come up this time. So we had that little bit of outward energy last time, a little inward energy. Gives you something to concentrate on. Head is centered. Use your arms and hands. Press feet. Breathe calmly and freely. Three more cycles of breath, a little bit longer. Come down slowly. Widen the feet, rest the knees together. Bring your knees out to the sides, making sure your low back is Scooped, your pelvis is scooped underneath, so your low back has plenty of space to come into Supta Baddha Konasana, or a long hold as well if you need to add cushioning underneath your knees, if you need to offer support there. Hands could be there lightly or on the inside. We are here to lengthen the adductors. That's the meditation. Letting go. Relax pelvic floor, inner thighs, front pelvis, inner knees. Rest your eyes, breathe freely. Breathe out once more. Use your hands under your legs to guide them out of the shape. Pause a moment. We'll do one more set. Supta Baddha Konasana. Same. Knees it open. Hands to legs, or energy hold, hands behind the skull. Frustration. Anything that resonates. Let your throat be open here. Maybe some lion's breath could happen. Some sounded exhales, some sighs. Keeping those inseams of the legs relaxing and lengthening here. Breathe softly again. Releasing these positions, using the hands to guide the legs out of the shape. Little side to side rock. And now the outer legs, doing some two rounds with these as well, with figure 4. Bringing your left leg, if you don't mind, into figure 4 pose. Give yourself the pillow if you need it, if your head tends to be low here. Maybe you want to guide the legs closer to the body. Not forcing that. Here, lengthening the out seams of the legs. Giving it a 10 breaths. Slow. All effort release that isn't needed. Just enough to hold the shape. Breathe out once more. Mindful release. Other side, meet it where it is. This is an external rotation from the hip to come across. The bottom leg can be lower to make room for the joints. It can be higher so much that it brings you in closer. Even just coming up on the toes a little bit closer works. Nice long neck. Settle your hands and eyes. Breathing out again. Take your time releasing from the shape. Bring the arms out like a T with your palms down. Turn out your toes, widen your feet a little bit, wider than your hips. Both knees over towards the right side. Slowly, feel your spine follow and over to the left side. Range of motion, twist the spine, rotate the hips back and forth. Roll your head from side to side, opposite from your knees. Core strength is moving us back and forth. So the belly is lightly engaged. One more to each of your sides. And center. Legs in the air, arms in the air. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Flex your feet, toes towards you. Do the same with your wrists. 2, extending the wrists. 3, 4, 5. Flex your toes away. Flex your wrists. 2, 3, 4, 5. Range of motion, gently reach there. Relax. Circles, ankles and wrists. Both ways. Bring your knees to your chest. Rolling towards your left side into a restful twisting pose. So you can do that. Easy legs to one side, head the other. Feeling free to customize this. You can draw that top knee up and over a little more. Listen to your body here. Create a lying twist that is positive for you. And relax your eyes. Breathe out slowly again. To the other side, a big transition. Find center. Use the legs the other way, maybe customizing that position for your body. Definitely customizing it. Release tension along your spine with deep breaths. Returning to the back of your body. Settling spine in the center, pelvis. I did that lift up and tuck to create space through the low back for stretching out the legs here. So maybe you need elevation somewhere. If you have something soft to place on top of yourself, if you'd like to cover your eyes, do so. Why? So that your body can relax. Release the directing of the breath and all muscular effort. The process Brain rests back in the skull. The trees are turning their own bodies into pillars of light, or giving off the rich fragrance of cinnamon and fulfillment. The long tapers of cattails are bursting and floating away over the blue shoulders of the ponds. And every pond, no matter what its name is nameless now. Every year, everything I've ever learned in my lifetime leads back to this. Fires in the black river of loss, whose other side is salvation, whose meaning none of us will ever know. To live in this world, you must be able to do three things: to love what is mortal, to hold it against your bones, knowing your own life depends on it, and when the time comes to let it go, to let it go. Welcome your breath to deepen once again. To release the stillness from your bones. To gradually come to one side and sit back to that easy way of sitting without effort. Exhale, grounding. Inhale, Pranamasana. Look the hands with the elbows. Breathe in. Om. Keep your absence. Some ideas for the season ahead in that practice. We can have a little talk.